If you were visiting one of the nation's most desirable cities, what kinds of things would you expect to do there? I mean, what makes a city a truly great place to live? Well, we can't provide all the answers in today's video, but what we can do is give you a list of great things to do while you're here in Fort Collins.
We're the Holton Home Team, and over the past several decades, we've moved to Fort Collins a combined total of 7 times. We came for school, we left for school. We came back for jobs, we left for different jobs. And as we've wandered about the country over the years, one thing's for certain, we're totally obsessed with Fort Collins, Colorado. So whether we're talking about the Colorado State Rams, or we're talking about bike paths throughout the town, or we're talking about craft beer culture, if you get us talking about Fort Collins, we will try to recruit you to come. We love this place, and we think you'll love it too.
And if you were to come spend some time here, whether visiting or living, what are some of the things you might want to do? We're going to give you 7 of our best ideas, and there are definitely more, but here's our take, starting with number 7 on our list. All right, number 7 is visit the Jessup Farm Artisan Village. I have to say, Jessup Farm is one of my favorite areas in Fort Collins. It's truly one of Fort Collins' most sought after family-friendly neighborhoods because it's so walkable. There's so many things to do there. And it's located on the north end of what's currently known as the Bucking Horse neighborhood. But the interesting story is that at the turn of the century, the early Fort Collins settlers, Joseph and Mary Jessup, built a farmhouse and a barn and a variety of other buildings, and they all originally overlooked the Poudre River. The Jessup farm was a proper farmstead, and the family owned it and operated it until the 1950s. Well, today the farm has been preserved, restored, and rehabilitated. Beyond that, the farm now has been transformed into this really cool artisan village, where there's shops and boutiques, an incredible coffee shop called Bindle. It's so cute, have to check it out. A unique craft brewery called Jessup Farm Barrel House, a delicious farm-to-table restaurant, locally sourced homemade ice cream shop, and so much more. So, if you're visiting Fort Collins or even a local, it is well worth your time. Set aside a couple of hours, grab food and drinks, meet up with your friends, go shopping, walk this beautiful Bucking Horse neighborhood. I'm sure you're going to love it.
On to number 6, explore the Horsetooth Reservoir in open space. Just west of the city, the Horsetooth Reservoir in open space is a hot spot for outdoor activities. Here you can explore miles of hiking trails, you can climb up to the top of Horsetooth Rock, you can fish or recreate in the reservoir itself, or you can simply take some time to bask in the breathtaking beauty of the foothills of the Rockies. You can go picnicking with family and friends. If you head up there, you're probably gonna spot some wildlife in its natural habitat. You're gonna see some mule deer in all likelihood. Some people see rattlesnakes. Some people have even seen mountain lions. There's even a story, an old Fort Collins story of a guy who was attacked by a small mountain lion and killed it with his bare hands. I mean, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying there's some wildlife around there. It really is a profound thing to be in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. I would go up in the foothills in my early 20s and I would look back out over the plains and I would think of the song America. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of green. This is the junction between the Great Plains of America and the Rocky Mountains. It's a really beautiful part of America. So if you come to Fort Collins, you'll definitely want to spend some time at Horsetooth.
Okay, on to number 5 on the list. And I don't know if it truly belongs on the list of best things to do in Fort Collins, but it's a personal favorite of mine, and it's definitely something I think we should share about. If you want to be transported back in time to one of the greatest decades in modern history, you'll have to pay a visit to Totally 80s Pizza and Museum. This is a one-of-a-kind experience combining nostalgic collections of 80s memorabilia with the decade's favorite Friday night food. Now take a minute, you children of the 80s. What do you remember? Was it the cassette tapes or VCR tapes? E.T., Mr. T, Cabbage Patch Kids, Garbage Pail Kids? I mean, if you can think of it, they probably have it here. When we walked in for the first time, I was literally swept back in time. I saw the neon colors and they have arcade games and iconic toys and collectibles from the 80s. And it immediately brought me back to my childhood.
This is the epitome of my childhood right here. I loved the 80s, everything about it. Cabbage Patch Dolls, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, The Breakfast Club, Punky Brewster.
MTV.
Definitely MTV, I lived on MTV.
Some of my best memories immediately came back to mind.
I used to dance on the table, doing the Pee Wee Herman dance.
Madonna gloves.
I had both of those.
Did you really?
I did. Same color.
And it's not complete without the never-ending story.
Oh, and of course the pizza is great too. And creative names like the Totally 80s Supreme, an 80s classic, the Milli Vanilli Green Chili Yes Really, or the Yippee-Ki-Yay Mother Clucker.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy? Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Let us know in the comments below if you know what movie reference that's from. And even though gluten issues didn't seem to exist in the 1980s, they have delicious gluten-free options, which is a big deal for some of us. So whether you're a child of the 80s or simply a fan of all things vintage, this pizza joint provides an unforgettable experience for visitors of all ages.
Okay, number 4 on the list, if you're planning a visit to Fort Collins and you're gonna bring the kiddos with you, you'll be happy to know we have a wealth of fantastic playgrounds and parks, perfect for creating family memories and for running off some of that sugary energy from all the unlimited refills at Totally 80s Pizza. One popular park on the south side of town is Twin Silos Park. The kids are gonna love the innovative play structures and the wide open fields. Okay, so we're here at Twin Silos Park. It's near Fossil Ridge High School. The whole playground is kind of built around these old grain silos. All the equipment is really fun. There's a dog park nearby. There's open fields, kids playing soccer. This is just one of the family favorites here in Fort Collins. On the far west side of town, right up against the foothills, you're going to find Spring Canyon Park, which also has a lot of open space, scenic walking trails, and a picturesque pond, all of which make it a great destination for picnics. The playground and the splash pad are also going to be a hit with the kids. Also worth noting at this point are the splash pads in Oldtown Square and the Oak Street Plaza. The kids are gonna love those. Those don't go in the top 7, but honorable mention. Okay, on the northwest side of the city, we have another local favorite, City Park. Here we've got huge, lush lawns. This is a great location to watch the city's annual fireworks display, attend summer concerts, play volleyball, or stroll around Sheldon Lake. The park has mature trees, playgrounds, sports courts, picnic areas, as well as a nearby golf course. It's only 9 holes, but it's fun. Water park, ball fields. So if you're planning a trip to Fort Collins, make sure you put City Park on the list of places to visit. Now, we're coming to our top 3, and before we jump into that, I just want to say that we're certain we're missing some really important items on our list. So if you have activities in mind that you think should be included in a future video, leave a comment below and we'll try to cover it. Also, for those who are considering a move to Fort Collins, our goal on this channel, our whole goal is to be a resource for helping people prepare to relocate, which is something we have a lot of experience in, having moved 17 times in 22 years of marriage. So utilize us. We're local experts, we're highly networked, and we specialize in Fort Collins real estate. So call us, text us, email us, or schedule a strategy session using the link down below.
Down to number 3 on our list. Discover Fort Collins from a whole new perspective by pedaling your way through the city on a bike. Fort Collins is one of only 5 platinum-rated bicycle-friendly communities in the United States, which means there's hardly a better city in all of the US to ride a bike in. With its flat terrain, wide bike lanes, and extensive network of paths, it's quite possible to go literally anywhere around the city safely and easily on a bike. Like east to west, north to south, the whole city is bikeable. The popular Pooter Trail, which follows the Cache La Poudre River on a lush path through town, or the meandering Spring Creek Trail on the scenic ride from east side to the city's west side, they're both beautiful and easy rides. Then there's the Mason Trail that runs through the middle of town, making it really easy to get from north to south. Or you can simply take to the road and ride the streets, many of which are designed with bike lanes and make it easy and safe to share the road. Now, we tend to do a lot of biking as a couple, and probably our favorite summer activity is to strap some lights on the bike and head down to Oldtown for an evening of good food, good drinks, meeting up with friends, listening to music. Riding the trails on those warm summer nights is memory making. Some of our best, actually. With over 285 miles of bike lanes and trails to choose from, this is definitely something that both locals and visitors can enjoy.
And speaking of Old Town, number 2 on our list is a no-brainer. one of the most fun things you could possibly do in Fort Collins is to explore Oldtown. This is the heart of the city, well known for being the inspiration for Disneyland's Main Street USA. So think about this. You walk in the main gate of Disneyland and you're walking down Main Street USA, and there's all these cute little shops, and it just looks nostalgic and charming, and you're thinking, oh, this is just a cute, beautiful, idyllic little place. And that was inspired by the real place here in Fort Collins. That's the feeling that you might get as you walk down these streets. When you visit Oldtown, here are 4 things that you can do. Number 1, visit the square. The boutique shops, lively cafes, restaurants, street performers, the splash pad I mentioned for the kids, live concerts in the summer, lots of foot traffic, lots of food. It's an overall vibrant atmosphere. This is where Disneyland got its spark. Number 2, check out the Exchange. This is a hub of craft retailers where you can grab some food, some drinks, play some games, listen to some music. They've got miniature golf and cornhole and ice cream, and a sense of community and life on the north side of College Avenue. Number 3, visit Linden Street. And again, think Disneyland Main Street USA. The architecture is nostalgic. It's charming. We've got tree-lined streets, we've got shops, we've got restaurants, galleries, the street art. This is Fort Collins. Just walking the streets makes you want to linger here. And then number 4 is College Avenue. This is the city's main road. It runs right through the heart of Oldtown. So take some time to walk up and down the street, work off a few calories from your time over at the Exchange, and take in the sights and the sounds and the feel of this great American city.
And last, but certainly not least, if you want to do something fun in Fort Collins, you are going to want to try some of the craft breweries. In Fort Collins, creativity and craftsmanship come together to produce some of the finest beers in all of the country.
We have a gluten-free beer. I'm so excited. I would like a glass of the Bear Brown gluten-free, please.
Bear Brown.
Yes.
I'll do mercenary. And a mercenary.
Cheers! With over 21 breweries to choose from, including industry giants like Odell and New Belgium, as well as hidden gems like Peculiar Ales, beer lovers are in for a treat. If you've never done it before, we would recommend trying a brewery tour at New Belgium and Odell to get a hands-on lesson on the art and science behind the brewing process. And make sure you don't go on an empty stomach, because samples are part of the whole experience. Fort Collins breweries offer something for everybody. So if you like beer and you're planning a visit or a move to Fort Collins, you're definitely in for a treat. Fort Collins loves beer and makes some of the best. So perhaps it's a good thing that biking is such a big deal here.
Thanks for joining us. If this video was helpful, give it a like, and then check out our video on why you'll hate living in Fort Collins, Colorado, unless. This is Jeremy Holton.
And I'm Amy with the Holton Home Team at eXp Realty, helping you find the place you belong in Northern Colorado.